ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So here Lord Kapila is personally describing the purpose of his descent in this material world and the purpose of Sankhya philosophy which he is going to preach to the conditioned soul. So the Lord is saying, Etan me janma loke asmin. My appearance in this world is mumukshunam, people who are aspiring for self-realization. Durashaya, but in this material world, even though they are seeking liberation, they have taken the shelter of this material body, Durashaya. So Prabhupada is translating very nicely. My appearance in this world is specially to explain the philosophy of Sankhya. Prasan Sankhyanam Tatvanam Sammataya Atma Darshanam, which is highly esteemed for self-realization. So there is a lot of respect people have for Sankhya philosophy in this world. By those desiring freedom from the entanglement of unnecessary material desires. So here in the purport, Prabhupada is explaining some very important concepts about how the Lord personally himself is explaining the real analysis, the cause of suffering in this material world. What is Sankhya? Sankhya is actually an analysis of this material world, this material body, understanding the 24 different elements which comprises this material world, this material body. So Lord Kapila is explaining the reason why living entities suffer in this material world, and the reason for why he has appeared and why is he propagating this philosophy of Sankhya. So for those who are seeking liberation, for those who have a great estimation of this knowledge called Sankhya, for them to make them understand that actually the real suffering in this material world is existing because we have taken shelter of this body. So we will find in Sankhya philosophy, after analyzing this body, if we don't come to this conclusion, that the living entity, the conditioned soul, is suffering in this material world because of having accepted matter as himself. Until we come to this understanding, actually we will not become serious in getting out of this entanglement. Today, even though science, which is considered something like Sankhya, which is trying to analyze this material world, the different laws operating in this material world, but still, what is that scientific knowledge? Prabhupada is saying in the purport, what is the scientific knowledge? The scientific knowledge is based completely on this material body. How to give more and more comfort to this material body? That is what is called today's material science. Analyzing the material nature so that we can exploit material nature and enjoy. Not understanding the reality. Science means to understand facts. What is the fact? The fact is, if you have taken shelter of this material body, you are deemed to suffer. There is nothing you can do about it. So science, factual knowledge should be to understand the source of misery, and then how to come out of this miserable situation. That should be actually the goal of scientific knowledge, and that is what Sankhya makes us to understand. So this is very important. Just like if you see when there was a conversation between Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad, and when Hiranyakashipu asked his son, what is the best knowledge he has learned? You should see what is the reply of Prahlad Maharaj. It's very interesting. It is on the similar lines what Lord Kapila himself is saying. What is Lord Kapila saying? He is saying he has come here to disseminate this knowledge by which those people who are aspiring for getting liberated from this material world, they will be able to understand that actually all sufferings are due to acceptance of this material body. All sufferings are because we have taken shelter of this material body. Dur means dukkha. Prabhupada is translating here. Prabhupada is saying here the word durashayat is very significant. Dur refers to trouble, dukkha, miseries, and ashayat means from the shelter. Dukkha arising from the shelter of having taken shelter of this material body is Sankhya. That is the purpose of Sankhya. To make us to understand, to analyze this material world and segregate it from spirit soul, and to make us understand that actually the soul has nothing to do with matter, and all miseries are arising because at present we have taken shelter of this material body. This is such an important knowledge, such an important aspect of knowledge. Similarly, we find even in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna also personally says, one of the very important item of knowledge is to understand that this material world is a source of misery. You see, this is very important because ignorance means when we do not understand the fact, that is called ignorance. Knowledge means to understand things as they are. So what are the things as they are? Soul belongs to the spiritual world. It has come to the material world. At present, it is identifying itself with something which it is not. And this material body, according to the laws of nature, that is how this is built up. It will be born one day, it will die one day, and then the soul will think, I am born one day, I will die one day, I am becoming old, I am becoming diseased, and the soul gets all kinds of infliction of suffering which is actually happening to the material body, but identifying with the body, the soul suffers all these material pangs. It is as good as you are sleeping, and in the sleep you are imagining somebody is running behind you. Because you are associating with that situation, it gives you so much pain. Actually, nothing is happening to you. Isn't it? Nothing is happening. Just like even in the cinema hall, you can see. The moment you identify yourself with that situation, that scene which is happening, and what is happening there, some electrons are running, and some lights are flashed, and you identify that something is happening. An illusion is created about some kind of happening there, and you identify, and then you feel pain and pleasure. It's like that. So Krishna says that is one of the items of knowledge. It is very important. That is why when Srila Prabhupada is preaching, along with the preaching, this aspect also people should understand. Because at present we are so engrossed in this material body. So until and unless we understand that the real suffering which we are having is because of identification with this material body, it is very difficult for people to come out of bodily concept of life. They have to be awakened. Just like Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he is awakening. Jiva jago, Gora Chandir. He is saying, Lord Gora Sundara, he has come to awaken. How long are you going to sleep on the lap of Maya? That is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. Because so long you are thinking Maya, but actually Maya is like a witch. On what are you sleeping? Pishachir. Isn't it? You are sleeping on the lap of Maya. So please get up and take to the chanting of the holy name which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has brought. That is what Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur is saying. It's very essential to awaken the living entity to the reality that actually all dukkha's he is suffering in this material world is simply because of attachment to this material body. He has taken shelter of this material body. Durashaya ye bahirarthamanina. So all his hopes will be dashed because he has taken shelter of Durasha. Durasha means hope against hope, which will never be satisfied. So it is very essential. So that is why we can see here Prabhupada is speaking about this. So we were discussing that how when Prahlad Maharaj was asked this question, what is the best kind of education that you have learned from your spiritual master? He wanted to give him that freedom to find out what has he learned. Rather than asking, did you learn about this Vidya, that Vidya? So he wanted to find out that from his experience, what is the best knowledge that he has learned? So he is saying, Ekada Asurarat. Once this king of the Asuras, Asurarat, Putram Ankam Aropya, he called his son Prahlad, asked him to sit on his lap, and very affectionately, Prapacha Kathayatam Vatsa, oh my dear Vatsa, very affectionately he spoke to his son. Manyate sadhu yad bhavan, what have you learned as a best education? Sadhu yad bhavan. So Prahlad Maharaj, he replies, Tat sadhu manye, yes, you are asking me what is the best education, and I consider the best education what I have learned. Yad sadhu manye, sadhu means what is the best thing I have learned. Asura varya dehina, O best of the Asuras, what is the best education I have learned? The best education I have learned is Sada samudvigna dhyam asat grahat. All the living entities are tormented in this material world. They are undergoing miserable situations in this material world simply because they have accepted this material body as truth. Asat grahat. You see, that is why sometimes when we are under that horrible misery, very difficult to come out of that. By ourselves, it is very difficult to come out of that. That is why when Arjuna was so much overwhelmed with miserable situation, Maharaj Yudhishthir personally, when he was so much overwhelmed with that suffering of near and dear ones, very difficult to come out of that kind of suffering. So there we find Krishna enlightened Arjuna. Similarly, Bhishma Pitamaha enlightened Maharaj Yudhishthir. So this spiritual knowledge is very essential. And that is how we find Prabhupada in one of his lecture explains, people may think, what is this Krishna? Arjuna is undergoing so much of miserable situation, he is crying. Tears are flowing from his eyes, his hands are shivering, legs are shivering because of so much deep attachment for his near and dear ones whom he is going to kill now. Isn't it? He is undergoing so much miserable situation and he is asking Krishna, please relieve me from this. And Krishna is smiling amidst this. So people may think what kind of personality he is. Arjuna is in so much horrible, miserable situation and Krishna is simply smiling. You see, we have to see from the perspective, proper perspective. Krishna is speaking from the perspective of how Arjuna is foolishly crying. And that is why Krishna is saying, Ashochayan, immediately Krishna is chastising. This is not to be lamented. This is not a subject matter to be lamented by Panditas, something who is considered to be Aryan. Ashochayan anva sochastva. You are lamenting for the subject which is not to be lamented by Pandita. And at the same time, you are talking like a Pandita. Pragyavadamscha bhashase. So if you are a Pandita, you should know Gatasuna Gatasunascha. That living entity, Antavanta ime deha, this body is going to be destroyed one day. So why are you lamenting for something which is going to be destroyed anyway one day? Nitya saukta sharirinaha, but the soul which is inhabiting this body, that is eternal. See? So Krishna is immediately chastising Arjuna. So Prabhupada is explaining why Krishna is smiling. In one of his lectures, Prabhupada explains. So Prabhupada gives that example. he is playing with a toy and the toy gets broken, and for the child, because he does not understand anything beyond that toy, he is crying like anything. My toy is broken, my toy is broken. Isn't it? But it is not that the father will also start crying with the child. You have seen any time? The child is making anything, it's crying like anything, my toy is broken, and father also starts crying along with it. Oh, very sad. No, the father will smile and he will say, what are you crying for? Arey beta, don't worry, I'll get you one more. He will say. Isn't it? Because the father is on a different platform. He is on the platform of knowledge and understanding, whereas the child is not on that platform. So rather than sympathizing and crying with the child, it is better to take the child also gradually to that platform of understanding. And that is what Krishna is doing. And that is what here also we can see. This is the two aspect of knowledge. Two aspect of knowledge is what is dark side, what is bright side. Both are very important to understand. Until we understand the dark side, it is difficult for conditioned soul to appreciate the brighter side. So in that sense, we can see here, Lord Kapila is saying that it is very important aspect of this knowledge is to understand that the soul is suffering in this material world because of taking shelter of this material body. It's a very important aspect of this knowledge. So, that is what Prabhupada is saying. Next, Prabhupada explains in the purport about how foolish people, they cannot understand this because of spell of Maya, which is called as illusion, and it is born out of ignorance, avidya. So because of ignorance, he falls into illusion, and he cannot understand that actually this is a spell of Maya. Just like yesterday, I was relating about one story in my one of the question answer sessions, where somebody had asked about how if somebody is engaged in varieties of activities in this material world and his near and dear one passes away, how he can tolerate that. So I was explaining to him about the story of Chitraketu, that how Chitraketu, he had no son in his destiny, but somehow he pleased the great souls who visited, the Mahatma who visited his house. And he asked them a boon, that please give me the boon, that I can have a son. I am in sorrow in this material world. I have everything, I have great opulence, I have all comforts to enjoy, but still I am in lamentation because of this. So at that time, people may ask this question, why they did not give him that knowledge? At that time, why he was not given? Because he was not in that situation at that time. He cannot hear those instructions. So in order to make him to come to that situation, so it was granted, okay, you are going to have a son, but your son will be the cause of your happiness and lamentation. So Chitraketu was thinking, probably, definitely it is going to be an occasion for happiness. Why? Because I have no son. And everybody is waiting for that moment when I am going to have a son. The whole kingdom will be happy, and it happened also. The moment the queen who bore that son, she gave birth to this child, there was a whole celebration in the whole kingdom. Everybody was jubilant, it was like a festivity on the whole kingdom. So he thought, okay, that will be the cause of happiness, and probably my son may be born foolish. He may be, he may not be very intelligent enough. So that may be the cause of my lamentation. So he thought, okay, it does not matter. So very soon, when the child was born, after that, all the queens of the king, they became envious of this queen, because automatically it happens. That source of happiness was coming in the kingdom because of that queen giving birth to the child. So the child was the cause of that happiness, and they thought the child is the cause of our neglect. So immediately all of them came together and planned that this child, we should get rid of this child. And they poisoned, and immediately the whole of the kingdom was in shock. So then Maharaj Chitraketu was in lamentation at that time. And while he was lamenting, these great souls visited him once again and asked him, why are you lamenting? What happened? We had told you very clearly that your son will be the cause of your happiness as well as your lamentation. So still he was not ready to listen. So then, by the arrangement of this great soul, that soul was called back, who had come as his son. And actually, it was an enlightened soul. It was the arrangement of these great personalities that he becomes his son. And as soon as he was called back, he asked his father. So he asked this great soul, which father are you talking about? Which life father? I have taken so many births. So which life father I should get back to? Second now. And he is so liberated, he is not even ready to identify me as his father. So immediately his illusion was broken, and then he was given that opportunity once again to come out of that illusion and become fixed in knowledge. So actually we can see that how in Chitraketu's case itself we can see the whole cause of his suffering, jubilation, material happiness is because of that attachment to this material body. Isn't it? So this ignorance has to be destroyed for these foolish people. So this is called spell of illusion, spell of Maya or illusion, and it is because of ignorance. So the moment he was enlightened about this, all his suffering went away. There are only two ways to come out of suffering of this material world: tolerate or become enlightened. Only these two things are there. For foolish people who cannot understand this truth, they have to learn to tolerate. For intelligent, like Arjuna came out of that illusion, Maharaj Yudhishthira came out of that illusion, Chitraketu came out of that illusion, this knowledge is very essential. And that is what Lord Kapila is saying. I have come in this material world to disseminate this very important knowledge of why living entity is suffering in this material world. How he can be liberated from this material entanglement. And he is saying, the living entities are suffering, durashaya. They have taken shelter of this material body. That is why they are suffering. So, it is very important to understand that those who are aspiring to get out of this material world, they should have both the knowledge, even though, just like Prabhupada is saying in today's purport, one very important thing, even the materialist, actually, they don't inquire about eternal body. It's very essential. They don't inquire. You will never find them inquiring about whether there is a spiritual body, eternal body. But they aspire for it. Everybody aspires. Hiranyakashipu also aspired. Eternal body. Correct? But they never inquire about it. They never inquire. How? This material body is temporary, one day I have to give it up. Is there a possibility of getting an eternal body? So there is a lot of difference between aspiration and inquiry. Everybody may aspire, but they don't inquire out of foolishness. And they are thinking, probably by material science one day it may be possible that we will be able to attain, we will be able to become eternal in this body itself. That is called durasha. Prahlad Maharaj says, Bahirarthamanina. All their hopes will be dashed. So that is another very important thing. And Prabhupada is finally explaining about what is the truth which Sankhya philosophy is finding. Very interesting, Prabhupada is saying. There is nothing beyond this what Sankhya aims at. What is the purpose of Sankhya? Purpose of Sankhya is not like today, they are analyzing the whole material world just to enjoy the material world. That is not the aim of Sankhya. Aim of Sankhya is, as Prabhupada is saying, to analyze and understand the real cause of suffering and find a solution to that suffering. That is how Sankhya is. I'll just read that very interesting lines Prabhupada is saying. The Sankhya philosophy system is designed to afford understanding of the real truth. So, for what purpose Lord Kapila wanted to propagate this? Because this is a mercy to those people who may not take directly to the devotional service, who want to analyze this material world. What is this material world made up of? So, for those people, actually it is a mercy of Lord Kapila. But what is the goal they have to understand? Sankhya philosophy system is designed to afford understanding of the real truth. What is that real truth? Real truth is knowledge of how to get out of the material body, which is the source of all trouble. See? What is this Sankhya designed for? That is very essential. First of all, to understand body is a source of all trouble, and then how to get out of this material body. Only these two things. That is how Sankhya is designed for. Lord Kapila's incarnation or descent is specially meant for that purpose. That is clearly stated herein. So that has to be clearly understood. So we'll stop with this. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.